Well, how y'all doing this morning? It is going on 6 a.m. here in Little Rock, Arkansas, February the 3rd. And we got freezing snow out there. So, anyway, I recently commented on somebody's channel, and they raise their own livestock, chickens anyway. And I asked them, do you raise anything else? And I told them, I've had black bear. Well, I may have been mistaken there. It was bear nonetheless. And I proceeded to tell them about an airport incident. Back then, airports were a whole lot more lenient. And so I had flown up to West Virginia with my daddy. He's from West Virginia. And we stayed at my grandmother's house. And, I used to have pictures on that, but I lost them all when I lost my storage. But it was bear nonetheless. Okay, so years later, they proceeded to, my uncle would go and see my father up north. He stayed up north only because he wanted to be close to his kids. And he told me one time, I'm up here to be close to my children. Now, we were born up north because my father went up there to work. Okay, because back then in the South, you couldn't find no work. Now, my grandfather was a coal miner, died of black lung, been a coal miner all his life. And my father had been a coal miner, but decided he was going to go out that way. And he went into Chicago with his brother and some friends, and they'd all get a room, and they'd go to work every summer, and that's where he met my mama. Okay, and they both met up in Connecticut, which is where I was born. Only because it was hard to find work in the South then. It really was. But anyway, I commented on somebody's channel, and I said, have you ever had black bear? Now, I may be mistaken there. Okay, it was bear, may not have been black bear. Okay, but we went up there when I was 14 years old, me and my daddy. And when we were coming back, somebody gave him a bunch of bear. Okay, it was frozen and stuff like that. And yeah, we took it through the airport, people. Yeah, we did. And unfortunately, our luggage got lost, and it was sent to Alaska. They told him it was sent to Alaska, okay? And when he had to go into the office and explain that, our luggage is lost, if you don't get it back to us soon, don't worry about it. And because it had frozen bear in it. And he said, I want you to go in there with me. I said, I was 14 years old. And now I've been my daddy's fishing buddy. When the rest of my family didn't want to go, and he mentioned fishing, I'd get right on that. I mean, I was cleaning the poles, greasing them, putting new fishing line in them and everything. I was all in there. And I've been hunting with them, hunting for rabbits in West Virginia. And I remember knocking on woman's door, and he said, "Ma'am, can we hunt your property?" And she said, "Yeah, you can, but if you shoot one of my livestock, you've bought it." Okay, so there we were in the airport, and our luggage was lost, and according to them, it was on the way to Alaska. And he wanted me to go in there with him. I said, Dad, no, you're on your own. I'm 14 years old. Dad, you're on your own. And so he went in there to explain to them. He was in a line of people that had lost their luggage. through this big old window, he'd turn and look at me every once in a while, and I'd start laughing. He got this. My dad always had this, what we call a big old shit-eating grin on his face. Okay, people, for lack of better words, that's what it was. And he explained that to them. I said, Dad, I got problems of my own here. You ain't making life any easier on me. And when we were on the plane, we got hammered. Back then, you could get hammered, and we did. We got hammered. And anyway, we started to go, after that, we started to go through a checkpoint, and there was a dog there. And just before you went through the checkpoint, there was a bathroom. Yeah, they gave you a chance to get rid of anything you shouldn't have. And my dad said to me, you need to go get rid of that. And I said, Dad? And anyway, I went into the bathroom, and I could not bring myself to get rid. Now, I was a teenager once, okay, and I had an ounce of weed in my boot. Back then, I wore fry boots, went up to my knees, and I had an ounce of weed in it. And I went into the bathroom, and I just could not bring myself to flush that stuff. And when I come out, I looked around, looked to the left, looked to the right, and the dog was gone. And we started to go through that checkpoint, and he said, Did you get rid of that? I said, hell no. But the dog was gone. So we got through the checkpoint. So, people. And we got back home, and a few days later, we found the suitcase laying out in front of our door. And to our amazement, the bear meat was still almost completely frozen. Well, it had gone to Alaska, okay? So, and we enjoyed that, we did. Now, bear meat is not that gamey. It's very stringy, but not that gamey. And that was an experience me and my dad had, okay? I was my dad's buddy. I love my dad greatly. We were friends. We were. I'll miss him dearly. But that's an experience that me and my dad had. And, people, yeah. You couldn't do that in an airport today. You really couldn't. And, man, don't lecture me. You just try to smuggle bear meat. Okay, you're going to lecture me about having an ounce of weed in my boot? But we made it back home. We did. And I was a teenager once. Don't hold that against me. And so that's just a good memory. And I shared that with somebody on that channel. An airport experience, people. Now, I've been in personal planes, Cessnas and stuff like that and everything. And I flew over to one of the islands there, the same island that John F. Kennedy Jr. Didn't make it through, okay? A Cessna for business. I think it was Martha's Vineyards. And it's a beautiful thing. You skim across the water almost, and it's right there. It's a beautiful thing. And I actually did that on a business trip. My husband, we owned our own business, one of my husbands. And right after that, John F. Kennedy Jr. Didn't make it across that. So anyway, that's an experience me and my dad had. My dad is gone. He's been gone for several years, but to me, he's always there. I appreciate my lineage. Coming from West Virginia, having that in my roots and stuff like that, and I love my dad. I always love my dad. Smart man. Smart man. Not a lot of schooling, but a lot of common sense, a lot of wisdom there. And I'm grateful that I came out of that. Now, a lot of kids these days don't even know what that is. All right. And I'm sorry for y'all, I really am, that you'll never know that. I hope some of you do. Anyway, y'all have a blessed day. Precious memories. They're precious memories, and they do linger. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye-bye.